Aaron Pierce. Aaron Pierce. How? Aaron Pierce.
Thank you. Is there anything you just can't figure out? Like for me, in my early 20s, I worked in an insurance call center. I know, exciting. I could not make my calls quicker. You would call in looking to make a payment on your home insurance. You would wait for 45 minutes. I would pick up the phone, and it would take me 30 minutes to take your money. The one thing a company should be efficient about is taking your money. And I turned it into a marathon. My manager would say, Aaron, just wrap your calls up quicker. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to just go faster. And I lacked the courage and wisdom to figure it out. A few years later, I was teaching a kids' public speaking camp. 5 days where 15 teens and tweens who definitely wanted to be there had to come up with a speech, write it, practice it, and present it on the final day in a showcase in front of their parents. Ooh. A traumatizing experience for anyone, but especially a teenager. And especially one kid who took it to the next level. He was 13, maybe 14 years old, quiet, shy, short hair, and always, even in the heat of summer, black hoodie. I remember calling him up on the first day. I said, all right, buddy, introduce yourself. And he stayed duct taped to his chair and just looked at me and went, and when I was finally able to coax him onto the stage, he stood 4 inches from my table, looked me dead in the eye and said, I'm Stephen. He was terrified, as I think almost everyone is in their first public speaking experience. But he was also driven and determined. He worked so hard. On the first day, he pushed and he was able to stand in the middle of the stage. On the next day, he was even able to look at everyone. Following that, he memorized a speech. He was overcoming his fears. He did an amazing job. But even on the morning of the showcase, he could not speak louder than a whisper. But he was in luck. It was going to be a big room. There'd be a microphone. Sure, he'd be quiet, but he'd be audible. And in the rehearsal, in the morning of the showcase, I handed him a mic and I said, go on up stage, buddy, whenever you're ready. He steps up into the center. Oh, he looks at everyone. Yes. And he speaks with the mic right here. All I could hear was the rustle of his hoodie and the butterflies in his stomach. And at the end of his speech, I said, great, love it, great eye contact. Just, can we remember to speak into the mic? Just bring it up. And he said, okay. He gets back up on stage. He dives into his speech with the microphone in his belly button. And I went, Stephen, just remember the mic. And he deflated. He had put everything into this. He had fought to overcome his shyness, to look at people, to stand in front of them, and now his hard work was evaporating in front of him. And he just looked at me and he said, I can't. How? And in that moment, he blew me back into the call center. I was back at my desk, my manager sitting behind me, headset on, holding a stopwatch, listening to my call. The customer hangs up. And I hear, Aaron, 1,100 seconds. The target is 900 seconds. You just need to go faster. And as the manager walked away, I said in my head what I was way too scared to say out loud. How? What do you want me to do, talk faster? Like an auctioneer? Oh, 1 insurance policy, 2 insurance policy, 3 insurance policy. Sold! No, You want me to hang up on the clients at 900 seconds? No? Then I just can't. How? And now, Stephen's standing in front of me with the courage and the wisdom to actually ask how. I joined him on stage and picked up a mic. And I said, I get it, you're right. It's hard to focus on everything. You see the metal mesh on this mic? Feel it. If I want to be heard, I feel that mesh on my chin. If you can feel the mesh of the mic, everyone can hear you. An hour later, I watched Stephen take the stage in front of 60 people, including his parents, and he was terrified. His shoulders were so tight, they were shaking. He was hyperventilating and fidgeting. But then he mushed the metal of that mic into his chin so hard it left a crisscross pattern, and he spoke. And as soon as his voice boomed through the speakers, he visibly relaxed. After he got off stage, he ran up to me and hugged me. He felt like I'd taught him how to do the impossible, when the truth is, he had done something I did not have the courage or wisdom to do. Ask how. If I'd asked how at the call center, I wouldn't have quit that job taking 2,000 seconds to take a payment, and I might have been a little happier there. It's so easy to get caught up in the justs. Just work a little harder. Just talk faster. Just bring the mic up. Just get a job. Just find someone nice and settle down. Or even the scary ones. Just be happier. Just stop doing drugs. The problem with just is it makes hard sound so easy. And when we talk about just, we're just talking about what we need to do. And we are not asking how. And if there is anything I've learned from Stephen, it's to have the courage and the wisdom to ask how.